What's good, gang? It's imaniblaize, and I'm back here with another video. First things first, if you don't know how I get down here on this channel, we speak openly and honestly about all things mental health, wellness, real talk, real spiel. If that sounds like it's up to your alley, what? If that sounds like if this is up your alley, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and drop a comment below whenever I speak on something that sizzles in your spirit. Okay. So today I'm going to do a question and answer video. And I'm just going to address a few DMs that I've received. I owe these folks an answer from like almost over a month ago, if not longer. I'm busy, y'all. I'm busy. And that's why I really highly encourage folks to just book one-on-one sessions with me, because that's what I prioritize. But yeah, I still want to get to these questions. So I decided to just go ahead and address each question one by one. Yeah, so we're doing 3 DMs. I'm just going to jump right into it, okay? So the first question says, well, it's not really a question. I've been wondering if I have ADHD or anxiety as well, and I have been afraid to talk to the doctor because I don't want to take meds. All right, so I believe this person sent this after I made a reel and I was being open about how my brain functions with adult ADHD. So sis said she's been afraid to talk to the doctor because she doesn't want to take meds. Okay, so sis, if you're watching this, because I am going to send it straight to you, I'm going to send this video to each person whose question I'm addressing in the video. But either way, it shows me that I sent a voice memo, so I think I responded to this, so I may just be saying this twice, but go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. You don't have to take the medicine, but you do need to make sure that you are dealing with the thing that you think that you're dealing with. Something that a lot of folks do when they first jump into mental health healing or just like paying attention to their mental health is they will self-diagnose themselves. I can say that because I spent years self-diagnosing myself. And when I was doing that, I was also training my brain to believe that this is the thing that we're dealing with. For example, like when I was dealing with suicidal ideation, I kept telling myself that I was suicidal over and over and over again. I hadn't actually spoken to a doctor or anything, but I also knew like these are the thoughts that were going on in my head. It wasn't until I actually like went to a doctor for it that suicidal ideation was put on paper. The same thing goes for severe depression that I was dealing with. I was just speaking it over myself. I'm dealing with depression. I'm depressed. I'm dealing with depression. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. But I wasn't diagnosed with it. It wasn't put on paper until I went to the doctor. And going to the doctor isn't to put the thing on paper to help you continue to manifest this reality, but it is to help you take what you're dealing with very seriously, because your mental health is serious. And if you are just in the energy of, I wonder if I have ADHD, I wonder if I have anxiety, you don't really know what to do. You don't know what to do about it. You don't know how to function. You don't know how to cope. So going to the doctor will allow you to learn about what it is that you're dealing with. Also, I would tell you, try the medicine. Just try it to see how it works in your body if you are prescribed medicine. And then go towards the holistic way. Go down the holistic route. I'm saying this because when I was like heavy in my depression and I couldn't go to sleep, I was prescribed sleep medicine called mirtazapine. And at first I was like, I'm not taking this medicine. I don't need medicine to go to sleep. I don't need medicine to be okay. I just put myself through a longer hell. So then I broke down and I decided to go ahead and take the medicine. I had the best sleep in my damn life. And I took the medicine long enough to catch up on the sleep that I had lost. And then I decided to take the holistic route and find a holistic way to get my rest and to move through what's going on as far as the chemical imbalances in my brain. So that's my advice to you, sis. Go to the doctor, get what they give you, do your research, learn everything that you can about yourself and what it is that you are dealing with, because that is going to help you live a prosperous life. Scrolling Instagram and letting these memes and depression and anxiety and ADHD pages speak for you, that's not going, it's going to help to a degree, but it really helps to like go see a doctor and let them speak to you while also having a holistic way of healing be your priority. Because I get it not wanting to take the meds. I get not even wanting to see a doctor, because what they do is they do the same thing Big Pharma does. They want you locked in and feeling like and believing the fact that you have depression, you have ADHD, you have crippling anxiety, you have this mental illness that you have to live with. And so now you have to book me once a week for an hour and then go pick up your meds to deal with your mental health issues. It's the same thing. Whereas with all these lanes lead to Big Pharma. And so, yeah, learn about what it is that you're dealing with and then take the holistic route. If any of that resonated, shoot me a DM. And if I'm talking to somebody else that's not the sis who sent me this message, also shoot me a DM on Instagram, shoot me an email. All of my handles, all of my stuff is in the description. Okay? Like, figure out what you got going on and stop don't just be out here suffering. Like, girl, there's help. Bro, there's help. Get the help. Okay? Okay. Next question. Hi, I saw your video about when it's time to move on with the current job. I'm an auto body prepper. I left my job about a week ago. I left my girl too as well to find peace with myself, and it's hard, but I don't know what to do. I see you, King. I was about to say something crazy, but I'm not going to say that. What I will say is this is beautiful to read, and I'm also really sorry that it's taken me so long to get back to you, but you know what to do. Your soul knows what to do. That's why you knew to leave that job and to leave that girl. I don't know where you are right now spiritually and mentally, but I do know for a fact that you're exactly where you are supposed to be. If you are still in a space where you're confused and you don't know what your next step needs to be, all you need to do is get down on your knees and surrender. I don't know if you're a God person or a universe person or the divine, but imaniblaize is a God person. So if you're asking me for some advice or asking me what to do, I'm going to put God in it every time. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it by calling it the universe or any other word or whatever. You need to pray to God, the divine. I will say that. The God, the divine, the creator. Whatever one of those you resonate with, I will say that. But yeah, you need to drop down on them knees and surrender and say, God, I'm lost and I need direction. I need you to get in my way. I don't know what my next steps need to be. I am asking you to open my eyes and help me pay attention. Speak to me in the language that I can understand. When you do that, God will speak your language. You'll be on social media scrolling because maybe that's what you do a lot, and something will pop up on your screen that speaks to you. Like, you're exactly where you need to be. So it's not about having to figure it out. Let your path be lit for you. You did the tough part by leaving the job, by breaking away from a chain that was on you. Now that you're free from those chains, you're in a new way of being, and it's time for you to just surrender and trust that you are being led. And do that with God. Okay, if you're out here trying to figure it out by yourself, this idle mind is just a playground for the enemy to seep in and give you all types of thoughts. Now, maybe you're going back to your ex, or you're going back to that job, or you're moving into survival mode and going to an even worse job, or going to be with somebody else new without heal. It's just, no. Chill, get on your knees, surrender to God. Let God lead you. I promise you, God is going to lead the way. Okay, I can say that because my life is a living testimony of just breaking free from the chains and not having a plan, but praying to God and having enough faith to keep moving until you get to where you're going. My journey started back when I graduated college, got a corporate job, thought everything was sweet, got fired from the job. No, I didn't get fired. I quit before I got fired because I couldn't meet this stupid quota. So I quit before they fired me. After that, I ended up at a freaking collection agency, miserable as shit, making $10 an hour, crying every single day, depressed out the ass. And I spent a full year there in survival mode because I didn't believe in my ability to find anything better. But one day I walked in and like the boss said something crazy to me, and it was a Black woman who just didn't know how to be in power. So she just talked and treated everyone in there like shit. And it was just like one of those days where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I never went back. Didn't have a plan. Went to go I got an interview at a place, and it ended up being door-to-door cell phone sales. So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I done left this job and I thought this was a job. Oh my God. But still having that faith in God that I'm still being led. And I walked that walk. And from there, I ended up at a trucking company doing customer service at a trucking company, literally got fired randomly. It was through a temp agency, got fired randomly, didn't know what I was going to do, got on the knees, prayed to God. From there, I started to like remind myself of like who I am. Like, girl, you're a college graduate. Like, you worked hard to have this resume. Like, you are deserving of a job that doesn't make you feel like shit. And for me, working at a collection agency, doing customer service at a trucking agency, like none of that aligned with what I even went to school for. So I just was like, yo, like, what am I doing, God? What am I doing? God, help me. So God knew that I needed to feel some sense of like, I wanted to be proud of myself in a way. And so I went back into my resume and started to look for a job that was like, it coincided with my resume, not just doing something just to make money. Either way, I ended up getting a job uptown Charlotte, and I was happy there until I wasn't happy there because I started beefing with one of the members on my team, and then COVID happened and I lost my job. And like, I'm saying all of this to say that like, I was being led the whole time. Like each step got me here. And the first step I took was leaving that first job that like it was like a dark cloud over my head 24/7. Leaving there allowed me to go into all of the other situations that I went into with the knowing that like, I don't got to be here. I don't have to take this shit. And that's literally what I did. After COVID, when COVID hit, I spent 2 full years not working, diving into my business, working on SimplySoulSearchin. And then when I was like, okay, I don't want to rely heavily on SimplySoulSearchin to pay bills, I decided, okay, God, I know that I put in enough work. I know that I have done so much work spiritually. I know that I can align with the job and the thing that I'm really here to do. And that's how I ended up at a school teaching the babies and doing meditation and yoga with them. Unfortunately, the school was full of toxic energies in like the administration part of things. So again, I left and I jumped into teaching yoga and meditation full time and running Simply Soul Searching. And that's my life, okay? And it's lit. And I'm so excited for the next stage whenever I decide to jump into the next part of things. So I know I just did a lot of babbling, but I really just want you to know, trust in God, let God lead your steps. And if you have any other further questions or want to dive deeper into how to change your cognitive mind and all of that stuff, book a one-on-one session with me. I got you. Okay, last question. Good morning, Queen. Do you have any advice or personal stories for people struggling to forgive themselves that had no control over choices they made while in survival mode? It's okay if you choose not to answer, as I know it's a deep question with many layers. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. I'm getting emotional thinking about all the shit that I've done in my past and all the ways that I've had to forgive myself. My very first real best friend, we went to college together, we did high school together, we went to college together, we were roommates, all of that. She let me know, like, very randomly, why am I oh my God, like the emotions are coming back, and I'm like teleporting back to that moment when I was sitting on my bed. This was senior year, and I was wondering, like, why is my best friend switching up on me? Why is she acting different? And I opened my email, and she wrote me an email, basically a full page long email, basically letting me know that she can't be friends with me. And that I was toxic, basically. And that she's tried to love me through my toxicity, but she cannot be my friend anymore. That shit tore me to pieces, okay? It took me years to come to terms with that. And even still, I still get emotional when I think about it because of the way it was done, and it was just so like abrupt. But when I think about it, she did what she had to do, because at that time, I was toxic. I'd done things to her that you don't do to a friend, and I tried to hide my hand when doing those things. And it caught up with me, and God spoke to her, because I don't know what the conversation was in her head that allowed her to come to the conclusion to end a friendship with me, but I know that God spoke to her and told her, you need to get away from her, because at that time I wasn't a good person. Now, she has some faults in it too, and yeah, but at the end of the day, like, I wasn't a good person. I was toxic, and as a result, I lost my best friend, and I had to forgive myself for who I was at the time. And it took a while to do that, but I had to look myself in the mirror and remind myself of how beautiful I actually am. And yeah, I made mistakes. I was in survival mode when I made those mistakes, but I'm aware of those mistakes. And you need to understand that you being aware of your mistakes, you being aware of yourself, that is a gift. That is God giving you discernment. That is God giving you another chance. You are perfect. You are perfect. You are perfect. And it might not feel like that, but you are perfect. So just remind yourself, whatever it is that you are ashamed of, just remind yourself of the fact that I did that in survival mode. I spent years being ashamed of the fact that I have a mugshot for stealing from Walmart when I was in college. But I did that because I was a broke college student. I didn't have any help, and I was hungry. I can't sit here and keep beating myself up because I have this mugshot, hiding behind the mugshot. I forgot what it was that I told people I got the mugshot for a long time. I wasn't telling people it was because I stole from Walmart. I forgot. I don't even remember the lie that I was saying about my mugshot. But I spent like a long time just lying about the mugshot until I was like, I got real with myself. And I'm like, girl, you got that mugshot because you was stealing from Walmart and you didn't go back to the courts to pay whatever it was that you were paying. So they had a warrant out for your arrest. You got arrested. That's what happened. There's no reason to be ashamed of it. That was a chapter in your story. You should tell it because you are who you are now, and somebody else that might be in a similar situation needs to know that that's what you went through and moved through and grew through so that they can know that it's possible for them as well. So forgive yourself. You did what you did with what you knew. And now you know better, so do better. Okay? That's it. I love you. I'm sorry to all of y'all, all three of y'all, because I have more DMs, so I'm gonna have to do this again, but these DMs have been sitting for like I said, over a month. So I'm sorry it took me so long to get to y'all. If you've already moved through this, great. If not, here you go. Other than that, I'm about to go take a shower and get myself back together because I did hot yoga and I taught hot yoga, but I came in here and I was like, I need to make these videos. I'm actually gonna make another video, then get in the shower. But I need to get on the camera. So I love you. I mean it. Yeah. If you need anything further from me, all of my information and handles are down there in the description. Bye.